Welcome to the Movement Mindset powered by Station Athletics. I am Chris Hardenberg here with Dave Whitson. Episode number 80, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about HRT and peptide therapy.
Yep.
Now, before we get into this, Dave astutely said, disclaimer, we are not medical experts,
Nope.
nor will we ever be.
Nope.
So much of this, guys, so I'll talk about our partner and stuff and who we're partnering with, but we're going to be having Amber on, who is the practitioner who's working with all of our members. And she'll be able to get into the weeds a little bit more. But I wanted to talk at least high level on some of what this is, why we partnered with them, as well as, in our opinion, who is the service for and who it's not for. So if you're a member who's at a bare minimum, like, is this for me? What is this? Like, you can then walk away from this, hopefully with an idea of like, okay, cool. Booking step one is a good process for me, or like, okay, I can wait on this, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So let's start with very basic level, Dave, of what is HRT and what's peptide therapy? Okay,
so HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I think everyone kind of knows a little bit about it now, especially since it gets advertised everywhere. Essentially, this is your hormones are out of whack. You need help with balancing them out. They're able to do that for you.
Yep.
Right? And then peptides. Peptides have been kind of booming over the past 10 years, and now it's kind of hit mainstream officially.
Right.
Because they're everywhere. And the research on peptides has been very promising. And peptides, imagine being able to take something that helps with joint pain that's not a pharmaceutical, like pain reliever, blocking messaging type of stuff, right? Now, there are trade-offs to these things. And first off, just so everyone knows, because a lot of people have a tendency to be, what do you call it? As soon as they hear hormone replacement therapy or peptides, they think the bodybuilder with the 17-inch forehead who weighs 380 pounds of muscle. Like, that's not what this is.
Yes.
That's not what this is. This is, you have an issue with your hormones, and it's causing, there's effects in your life from it that you've been trying to work on, but you need that extra step with it.
Yeah.
So first thing is, it's not bodybuilding, growth hormone. You're not going to look like Thor after 3 months. This is for long-term health benefits, because there is negative health benefits to having your hormones out of whack.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, some people are like, well, I like being natural. And I'm like, well, you walked in here with a pre-workout. You're putting some weird stuff you don't even know what it is on top of your food to make it taste better because you got it from wherever. Like, there's all these things where people kind of put themselves in a box where like, I'm very natural, so I'll never do those things.
Right.
And it's like, none of us are that natural. It's 2025.
Yep.
Right? We've done stuff to ourselves, whether it's food, all these things that we've done in our past. Maybe you were the kid that always had a Capri Sun every 15 minutes, because who knows what's in that? Why is it so delicious? Maybe if you're old enough, and JJ's not, but Tang, everyone remember Tang? What was in Tang?
I don't know.
No, right? So there's, what are you laughing about?
I was a Capri Sun.
There you go. I knew it was coming out. I knew it.
I don't take anything. I don't do any pre-workout, no caffeine, no nothing. But I did drink some freaking Capri Suns. I can tell you that.
Pounding Capri Sun.
I still will. Can't get a pack anymore. I'll go through the whole thing.
Were you a Capri Sun and Pringles kid?
No,
that went hand in hand for some reason in the school I went to.
Pringles. I've never heard of that, if I'm being honest with you.
Capri Sun and Pringles?
No, it's always
like
just
snack.
Capri Sun.
Yeah. I don't know why.
It's they tricked you. They had all the advertisements where like, oh, you finish it and you smash it and then you explode or something like that in the commercial. I was like, oh, I just want to drink it as fast as possible and smash it.
Meanwhile, you have 5-year-old kids stabbing the straw through the other side of the pouch constantly.
Like, I get the packaging, like, oh, save space when you throw it in the trash. And it's like 6-year-old trying to put a straw in this hole.
Yes.
Stabbing his own hand. Anyway.
Well, that's Talking Capri Sun, brought to you by Station Athletics.
So I just want to say that we're not saying, hey, there is risk and there's positive benefits to hormone therapy.
Yeah.
There is. And most risk and issues is about dosage.
Sure.
And that's why it's not, bodybuilder is not what to think of.
No.
The football player who looks like he's going to rip the sink out of the wall, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about being like chemicaled up with those type of scenarios. There's health benefits to being on this that have been very well researched at this point, that can help make life better for people, especially long term.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. So Two things. One is we did a podcast with your wife a while back, and she this is something she said she's been studying up on a lot lately. And a lot of it is because I think with her connection with, I'll say like being a doula in multiple stages of like womanhood, where it's like, okay, you know, between birth and postpartum, and then you hit like premenopausal and all that stuff. And a lot of what she said is like in that realm, and we'll get into more specifics in a second, there's a lot of research out now that like if you're a woman in that stage of life, some sort of hormone therapy is extremely helpful because it helps balance you out, right? And then she also mentioned how, you know, we talked about how like there's a lot of things we do as human beings, but definitely in the Northeast, lifestyle-wise, that like really beat you up internally. And hormones tend to be the things that bounce back the slowest.
Yeah, there's a cliff where they drop off of hormonal downregulation is kind of the term for it, where like it will fight, and then it drops off a cliff, and it's very hard to get those systems back going.
Correct. And so there's some people who might need like a nudge to get those things going in the right direction again. So that was like one thing we kind of talked about. The other thing and this is a while ago at this point, but I listened to an audiobook. It's called Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia, he's really big right now because he's a fitnessing doctor who's well spoken and can articulate how fitness applies to healthcare. Which, believe it or not, that the explanation I just got is a tough needle for a lot of people to thread. There's not a lot of doctors that are really into fitness who can who have the knowledge and who can write a prescription, but also know to prescribe exercise first, who also are well spoken enough to articulate that in a way for people to receive it. And so he's really big right now. And I went through his book, and one of the things he mentioned in there was, and Nast mentioned it in the podcast, was there was a study they did on hormone therapy that like really was negative against it. But when they went and looked at the study, it like increased, it was in postmenopausal women who had like precursors for breast cancer. And so it was like, it was a faulty study. And he mentioned in the book how he's completely come around on hormone therapy and how it's like something he recommends for plenty of his patients, not all of them, but plenty of his patients. So yeah, I think that gives a good brief overview of, and again, peptides, I mean, you're more knowledgeable on them than I am, but
a little bit. There's so many benefits without the downsides of other options for what peptides do. So it's pretty incredible. It really is. I mean, it's so far, the more they research them, the more they're able to get them better. The pain relief for joints, even kind of, and I don't want to use the term rebuilding, but joint integrity.
Right.
It's pretty incredible. And the downside is not there right now to be super cautious about any of it.
Right.
So, because anything, it's all about how much you're taking and the levels of it. Like you can drink too much water and it becomes toxic to your body.
Right.
Right. Toxicity is a level of something. It's not something by itself.
Sure.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and that's why we've not why we partnered with Blu Aesthetics, but specifically why we partnered with Blu Aesthetics. Amber, who's the provider, she's been doing this. I want to say it was like 10 to 15 years. Like she's been doing it for a really, really long time. And Amber will, of course, quote me on, fix me on that if I'm off by a year or two. But it's been a really long time. Her clinic has been around for a long time. She's super experienced working in a remote setting, and she's already worked with a ton of our members in Sparta and a couple here in Ledgewood and Denville. And her ability to explain to someone like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I would recommend. You don't necessarily need this. Maybe you need this, is really, really awesome because unfortunately, because of how helpful some of these things can be, I think you have a lot of wellness clinics out there that are just going to try to pump stuff out.
Cash machines, yeah.
But I mean, JJ's a great example. I hope you don't mind me saying, and JJ will elaborate on it. He kind of spoke to her and she was like, dude, you don't need anything. Right? Like something along those lines,
Were
right?
you disappointed?
I wanted to be big and strong, cheat everything. But no, I sat down. I did blood work while I was there. We were filming some content over there. So I was like, hey, can I film or can I get my blood work done and see if I could potentially take advantage of some of the stuff we're offering? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I did my blood work while I was there. And a few days later, she gets back to me. She's like, "You really don't have anything alarming. You just have like low vitamin D." So
That's normal.
yeah, she said that's pretty normal. And I forgot what it was. Not testosterone, but like another form of testosterone, which is kind of low, but that's also common in males my age, especially nowadays. So it wasn't like an alarming level. And she was like, "You really just need to drink more water and
get out in the
some sun.
Yeah.
Take another vitamin D pill," because I take one, but she was like, "Oh, just up it to 2." I was like, "Okay."
But that's awesome because it's like if you're someone who's experiencing symptoms, the first thing is and there's a couple of people at Roseland, shout out Craig Wood, who have been beating the drum on like trying to get a partnership for people to get blood work for a long time, because it's like, and we'll go over the sequence in a second, but it's like you get the blood work done and Amber's immediately like, "Dude, get out in the sun and drink some water and you'll be fine." And so that's kind of the benefit of this also, guys, is like you get a consultation with Amber. And then if you guys decide to do blood work, you could talk to your general manager on what that process and pricing looks like. But they order it directly through LabCorp, and then she can read your results.
Yep.
So it's super beneficial. So from there,
I just like how you're disappointed that you don't. I'm not going to be like, how many things
This goes
wrong?
back to the supplements podcast.
yes, that
What
just
do you
came
mean
out.
I can't just skip over everything and
Yes.
be really strong and
Yeah,
big?
yeah.
Yeah, which is good on Amber, the fact that she's like, "No, just drink water. And
Yes.
get some
Oh,
sunlight."
she easily could have prescribed me something. Be like, "All right, like if
This
you
is
want to get
pharmacy
big,
grade vitamin
take
D.
this.
This is
like-
Take this peptide, and we'll help you like skyrocket your max." I'm like, okay.
You would have said yes.
Yeah. But again, that's another reason why we partnered with her, because it's like, listen, we talk about our gyms being fulfillment centers, and our goal is to be an absolute one-stop shop for wellness, fitness, nutrition, accountability. We got multiple layers of each, and now we have this where if it's like, again, I know I've hit people, and not a ton, but I've hit people that it's like they swear to me up and down, and without me living with them, that they're following everything I'm telling them. And eventually they just butt up against the wall. Now, again, it's not everyone, but there's a handful of people where it's like, let's get your blood work done, because maybe you're missing something or you're low in some vitamin or something like that, where it's like, it might be as simple as like, I'm making this up, guys, but it's like you get some vitamin B and you take some vitamin B shots just to supplement X, Y, or Z, bing, bang, boom, your results start to kick off again. So that kind of segues really well, Dave. Like we've talked about a couple of times. Okay, I get a new client. What is the process as a general manager we're going to go through on the way to potentially saying, "Hey, maybe you need to get your blood work done"?
So everyone when they walk in the door, right, they get nutrition based on their goals, whether it's muscle gain or fat loss. And the reality is 95 to 99% of people, it's fat loss.
Yes.
It just, I mean, most people don't, even people who have come in were like, "Well, I'm looking to gain muscle." It's really, they want to be able to see their muscles.
Correct.
Which is a whole nother fun conversation with that and the way the fitness world and magazines worked with everyone.
Yeah.
Tone up. I'm going to do high reps, the tone. So people come in, they get their nutrition going. You have someone keeping you accountable with it. So here you are, we're going for weight loss, right? We tweak things as we go to make sure stuff is working, help you overcome some of the things in your own mind that's keeping you from doing things right. Now, if someone's coming in, they're working out 3 to 4 times a week, they're 80+% on the nutrition side. They've taken pictures to prove it, that whole thing.
Yep.
Because sometimes people are like, "No, I'm really, really doing it." I'm like, tell you what, send me a picture of every meal that you eat for the next 3 days.
That wasn't in the meal plan. That wasn't in the meal plan.
Or I got 0 pictures. Because that happens too. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Well, yeah, I haven't been doing it." It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So we're going through these things and it's, okay, hydration, sleep, and there was some results and then it just stops.
Yes.
It just stops. And we've played with all these other life factor things.
Yep.
Where it comes sleep, nutrition, even talking about how stress kind of works on your body.
100%.
And managing stress, those type of things. And there's still not progress. It's probably something that's outside of our scope in the sense of that we can see. So it is really time to get blood work, speak to someone who's a professional when you're really at that wall and nothing else is working, right? Now, if someone comes in, I'm gonna make up a person, please don't be offended by it. They're 5'9", they weigh 275. They have Diet Coke and Butter Light popcorn all day, and they eat 2 meals, even though it's mostly carbohydrates. and they're like, I want to get a blood panel. I'm like, I would get a medical checkup just to make sure your heart and everything's okay. Not trying to make fun of those people, but it's reality.
Yep.
But it's like, I don't want you to go on the quickest shortcut you possibly can, because you still have all the underlying issues.
Right.
They're just there.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so that's, if we have kind of exhausted our options best that we can with someone, and we really don't know why things aren't moving forward, blood work gives us an inside look of what's really going on.
Yep.
Because no matter who you are, you should be getting blood work done.
Right. And at least, before your regular doctor checkup, you should be getting blood work done. Yeah.
I'm actually due to get blood work done. Kind of curious what's going to look like.
It'll be fine.
No, it should be fine, but yeah, it should be better at this point.
Yeah.
Because it was bad for a little while. What do you call it? Because we don't want to shortcut the process, because we're not building long-term health.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I said, we're trying to be fulfillment centers, and because of that, there's things we want to do and lifestyle changes we want to make so that you're fit for the rest of your life. Right. So that's why we go through the checklist of like, as simple as like, all right, hey, let's just eat some meat and veggies. Like you're not doing that. Right. So let's start there. So, and you hit the nail on the head. It's like, if someone was to talk to me on like, I'm not losing weight, I think I want to take advantage of this service, and you'll know the people. And it's like, hey man, yeah, we could do that. My recommendation would be, you've already said you're sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night. Like, can we try to adjust our lifestyle to get that to 6, 7 first and see how that affects things? And then when you said when they hit the plateau, the other thing is like, all right, let's continue to tweak, because 1 week where you don't get results doesn't mean like you've plateaued. I literally had a conversation with someone the other day. They're like, I'm just afraid I've plateaued. And I'm like, dude, it was 1 week. Like, let's see what the next couple weeks look like.
Yep.
And to this person's credit, he's had it's literally like he's a weight loss client. He's been unbelievable. Such a great addition to one of our gyms. And it's one of those things where it's like, he had a week where it wasn't like, oh, great, I lost 3 pounds. Great. Like, and so it was like in the gym when your noob gains stop.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you mean I didn't PR by 10 pounds or 20 pounds? It's like,
newbie phase over.
Yeah. and so he's definitely, I'm like, dude, it's fine. You lost a 0.5 pound and 0.5% body fat. Like, you're going
You're still doing good.
Yes, you're
You're
doing good.
Yeah.
So we want to address all that stuff first. But I think what you said segues really well into like, okay, well, when I phrased it to people, I said, in my opinion, the service is not for someone who's young, healthy, you know what I mean, who has all their life, who is getting good results, or the person who is not getting results but hasn't addressed any lifestyle factors yet. Like, if you're one of those people who, like, I haven't gotten results, but I have not addressed nutrition at all, or my sleep, or my stress, and I'm only working out once or twice a week, like, let's start there.
Yep.
But there's the subsect of people I am like, you are 100% someone who is a candidate to at least get your blood work done and see what's going on. Is one, the first person you mentioned, which is the person who has done all the things and hit a complete plateau.
Yeah.
The second person I would say is someone who has who does recovery work and still has pretty consistent joint pain.
Yeah, because there's certain things that you could have done to your joints where it's going to be a nagging issue, and it becomes a quality of life deal.
Right.
Right. I'll use myself as an example. No matter what I do, I could not undo the fact that I tore my shoulder playing volleyball.
Right.
Can't undo it.
Can't go back in time.
Nope. Can't go back in time. Can't go back in time on the shoulder I dislocated. Get all these different things that I did to myself when I was like JJ's age. when I was younger.
Young and reckless.
Young and reckless, yeah. It's like, it's okay. My knee hurts for a week. It'll be fine. Those type of things. Where I did playing hockey and everything else. All these other things that I did to myself, like at some point, it's going to catch up.
Right.
Like my, what are bone doctors called who like set breaks and everything?
I don't know.
Not orthopedic surgeons. Come on, you know this. You're a smart kid.
Bone doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The person who did all the broken bones that I had, he goes, most likely in your 40s, you're going to start getting some severe arthritis.
Yeah.
Like you don't have joint stuff going on. Haven't.
Yet.
I don't have any of it, but I did the damage and wear and tear on my body when I was playing hockey and different stuff.
Yep.
It's gonna happen. I fractured my ankle during a hockey game in high school. They taped my boot up tighter and I played the rest of the game. Was it a smart decision? No. Did we win the game?
Yes.
No.
Oh. Even worse.
But that is going to be an issue at some point because it's there.
Yeah.
Right. And so just life wears on our joints naturally, but I have all these other things that I did.
Yeah.
So at some point it's going to be, well, my sleep's there. I'm hydrating well. I'm moving to try and do all this stuff to do it. And it's like, well, peptides might be an option.
Sure.
For quality of life to deal with pain.
Yeah.
Right.
So kind of what you said about the arthritis, and then I'll get back to the who this is for. It reminded me, so my junior year of college, I partially tore the UCL in my elbow, falling for wrestling. And so for those of you that don't know what the UCL is, it's the ligament that people get Tommy John on. So I'm totally fine, but I'll never forget the doctor. You know, my coach is there and we're both like, well, but can I wrestle in conferences? And he's like, listen, I could brace it up and you can wrestle, but you know, you're probably looking at arthritis later in life. And I'll never forget my coach goes, he signed up for college wrestling. We already signed up for arthritis. Like that ship has sailed, buddy. Yeah. So, and then the other demographic that I think this is a good fit for is, and this might sound bad, but it's true. Middle-aged men and women, like people who are premenopausal on the women's side, and people who are like guys that are like severely lacking energy, carrying more belly fat than usual, because those from a guy's side could be a sign of low testosterone. And often in our middle ages, that's where testosterone can really start to fall off if we've done, I'll say, some poor lifestyle things early on, or like, if you drank alcohol a lot when you were younger, or still do fairly frequently, or you don't sleep well, you don't manage stress well, you could get to the point where your testosterone's in the tank.
Yep.
And that brings, for guys specifically, that brings a whole host of issues with it. So if you're like a middle-aged guy who definitely falls in that category, getting your blood work done could be a great idea.
Yeah. I don't think women realize too that they have low testosterone issues. It's an act. People don't realize there's a balance of hormones, right? It's different between men and women, but testosterone is really important for women too.
And that's something Amber has said to us is like, she said most of the people she ends up prescribing testosterone to is women, I think.
Yes. Well, it's, again, if you look at what's the precursor to having healthy testosterone, modern lifestyle does not meet any of the, any of it. But most women go to the gym a lot more now, but when it comes to lifting weights, and putting that type of strain on their body to drive anabolic factors that have to do with testosterone. Usually men will do that stuff more anyway.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so again, if you're a man who's in that category, then women, like if you're at that age that's like premenopausal and like you're experiencing some symptoms like hot flashes or moodiness or stuff like that, like talking to Amber and seeing if there's a potential treatment options for you is definitely something I would recommend. So I think those are the three or four main demos. I think we talked about like, hey, if you're in this category, this could be a super helpful service for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you're one of the coaches at our facilities, like again, you don't have to be an expert on this, but if you hear like you guys are going to hear it more than me, you, even the general managers. Like if you hear someone complaining of consistent issues like that, have the conversation to see what is their lifestyle factors like. And if it's a conversation that you don't feel super comfortable about because maybe there's some things you need to learn in this realm, send them to the general manager, because you're going to hear some of these hot button words, belly fat, joint pain, constant fatigue, that it's like, hey man, you could pull the person aside and be like, hey man, listen, let me get you connected with Dave. Let me get you connected with Courtney, Jake, Raph. Like, let's talk through some of what you got going on to see if we can fix this. Like, you shouldn't be feeling like this all the time.
No.
And then once you do that, it's like you can go through that process, and then if it's a good option, you can talk to Amber. Anything we missed?
I don't think so, because everything else will be Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
because we don't want to do anything medical.
No, that's above our grade.
Yes.
So yeah, guys, if you have any questions on this, please talk to your general manager. This is going to get posted in like 2-3 weeks, give or take, JJ? 25th. So right before Thanksgiving. So this should come out in a couple weeks. And at that point, this partnership is going to be launched at all our locations. So it doesn't matter what gym you're at. take a listen to this podcast. If you're like, dude, I think that's me, talk to your general manager. They could get you hooked up with Amber. As always, guys, like and subscribe to us on YouTube and Instagram. Give us a 5-star rating on the podcast platform you listen on. See you at the gym.